Hello and welcome to Moneylife News and Views. I am Debashis Basu. On Friday, 12 September, India's capital markets regulator, the Securities Exchange Board of India, came up with a new fatwa. According to it, by January 2021, multi-cap equity funds must have a minimum investment of 25% each in large cap, mid cap, and small caps. Now, this has sent shockwaves not just through the fund industry and equity fund investors, but also through the entire equity market. Here is why. Most of the multi-cap money is invested in large caps, and there is a reason for this. If multi-cap funds are forced to make a 25% allocation in each to large cap and to mid cap and small caps, they will have to sell massive amounts of large cap stocks and buy equally large amounts of mid cap and small cap stocks. Now, how large is going to be this figure? The total assets under management of multi-cap funds is more than 1.5 lakh crores. Now, this means multi-cap funds need to have 25% of that, which is more than almost 38,000 crores in their investments. Such funds, that is these multi-cap funds, have right now only about 11,000 crore invested in small caps. So they need to buy over 27,000 crore of small cap stocks. Now, is this practical? How big is the small cap universe from where they are going to source these stocks? According to Sebi's classification, the top 100 companies in terms of market caps are large caps. From 101st to 251st in terms of market cap are mid caps, and the rest are small caps. Now, as per this definition, market caps of small cap stocks is 9 lakh crore. That's a lot of small cap stocks to buy. Unfortunately, most of them are not investment worthy. Even if there were, there is no liquidity. The traded volumes are very, very low. And in many cases, promoters own 50 to 75% of the equity capital. Where will multi-cap funds find small caps to invest such large amounts? And my question is, as everybody would ask, if there are so many opportunities to buy small caps, why haven't they invested in them so far? And here is another bit of data. While Sebi wants them to invest another 27,000 crore in small caps, the total assets of small cap funds is 52,000 crores, which means 50% more than the assets held by the small caps will now have to flow into multi-cap funds. This, to me, certainly sounds like the Greek mythological story about Procrustes' bed. In that legend, the robber Procrustes had an iron bed on which he compelled his victims to lie down. If the victim was shorter than the bed, he stretched them by hammering the body to fit in. If the victim was longer than the bed, he cut off the legs to make the body fit the bed's length. In either case, the victim died. Sebi is attempting to fit multi-cap funds into its own version of Procrustes' bed by forcing funds to stretch their asset allocation or close down the fund. Why has Sebi issued such a fatwa? Because multi-cap funds are apparently multi-cap only in name. As I mentioned, they hardly have much small caps. I checked the largest multi-cap fund in the market, which is Kotak Standard Equity. It had 75% of its allocation to just large cap in August end. HDFC Equity Fund, which has more than 17,000 crore in assets, has 86% in large caps. The same is a story across the board of almost all multi-cap funds, and hence Sebi felt that multi-caps must be true to their labels, live up to their name, as it were. Critics would say multi-cap funds are actually designed to give a flexibility to fund manager to move from small cap to large cap depending upon the market opportunities when they deem fit. Well, that is only on paper, as we have repeatedly shown through our analysis in Moneylife. Such flexibility just exists only on the paper. Fund managers are incapable of any such movement from one to the other, that is market timing. Now, we know dynamic funds are exactly such marketing gimmicks. Eventually, they buy and hold mostly large cap stocks to be on the safe side. So even small cap funds have some large cap stocks. Over the last 2 years, Kotak Multi-Cap Fund has had over 70% of its assets invested in large caps in every single month except for 6 months between January to June 2020. It never found a time when it could invest 50% in mid caps and small caps. But then, funds are ultimately the prisoners of the market ecosystem. As I mentioned, if small caps are not there to buy, if the small caps are illiquid, how the hell are multi-cap funds supposed to buy them? Some time back, even small cap funds had stopped taking new inflows since they didn't find enough of investment opportunities. Without understanding any of these issues, the media, of course, has gone and declared the broader market awaits 40,000 crore bonanza as Sebi tweaks multi-cap fund rules, as if, or a variance of all of these sweeping prediction, as if all of this money is now definitely going to move into small cap stocks. I'm afraid it is market situation alone that will determine whether Sebi's fatwa works or not. And as I mentioned, there are very few small cap stocks with large floating stocks to buy. If there were such stocks available, funds would have bought them. They don't need Sebi to teach them that quality small cap stocks deliver much higher returns than quality large caps over the long run. So, assuming that multi-cap funds will not rush out to chase illiquid small caps at higher and higher valuations, they will not actually fall in line. One, they will lobby with Sebi, and Sebi may relax the rules a bit, maybe bring it from 25 to 15% or so as a matter of compromise. Already it has issued a press release that it is willing to consider mutual fund industry's views. Two, if that does not work, the mutual funds will merge their multi-cap funds into large caps, or there's another category, large and mid caps. Now, in the Greek legend, ultimately, robber Procrustes was slain by his own method, by a young hero, Theseus. In modern day, that Theseus is the market. Thanks for watching.